Hey, I'm still the same young nigga.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm. That's right. Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. Mm. Hmm. That's stupid. Yeah. Fuck that.
Because that's part of the reason why everybody's roots against Boston sports. It's because they're annoying. It's not. It's like they're objectively like they're always finding something to cry about. Like I
Mm.
saw.
Good
I
point.
didn't see the. I saw the quotes, but I guess Bill Simmons went out there today and was like, he was saying how if he were the Celtics, he would draft Bronny and hold him hostage. Um, but it was pretty much that, and then make like the Lakers make the Lakers give them a good player to make them trade for a good player for Bronny. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that
Mm.
type of mentality is just like the stupidity. Like, dog, why are you worried about that? You just won a championship. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Nah. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
Sixers. Yeah, I heard that one.
That's done, I seen.
Definitely.
It's a good game, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
The
especially
Sixers is
like
interesting.
no, but that's already like just seems like I think the Sixers are already done with that. Like what I saw recently.
Oh, really?
And on top, yeah, yeah, they're done on the Paul George. That could very well be that he's not interested in going.
Hmm.
I think what like maybe I think that maybe they realize that I'm just like going through it. Like maybe they realize that Paul George isn't going anywhere, and Paul George would only be using them to get more money from the Clippers. So, maybe they just say, you know what, we'll do this. We'll put out there that we're not interested so that you don't get that money that you think you're getting.
Mm. Word.
Yeah, exactly. Like these niggas do not like cold weather, man. Like they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot. Yo, like, I mean, I have never been, so it's like I'm just talking from like what other people say, but it's just a lifestyle. It's like a different lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the weather, like up in the hills, you got the views and all of that stuff, and it's like, yo, if you're like he's Paul George, like you know what I'm saying, like superstar player, like he's already been there for a little bit. He wanted to get back over there. It's
Hmm.
like So it's like he's not gonna make like going to Orlando Magic. He's not gonna want shit made like to make it harder on him. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Going there, he's not the guy that's gonna be like, oh, that's the last piece that they need. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's not gonna do the Kevin Durant going to Phoenix. Like you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. It's not like he's the last piece. He'd just be like in somewhere that he doesn't want to be.
yeah. My thing is, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to that conference? What like, someone's got to step up because Boston's gonna have it fairly easy if no, no big moves is being
What,
made.
the
You know what I'm
East?
saying?
When you said that conference, the
Yeah,
East, you mean?
yeah, the East, yeah.
Well, I don't
Because
know.
it's like,
I don't know that Boston can count on all of the lucky bounces that they got this year, and I know that that is a big part of why Celtics fans
yeah,
are dissatisfied with the coverage of the
stupid.
championship
Yeah,
because people are like, I'm sorry, that's a fact of life. Like, and like I get that it sucks that it's not their fault that niggas got hurt
yeah.
or
It's
on their
not.
way,
Yeah.
but it's if you're telling the story of the championship, it's still a fact. Like, listen, it's not it's not Kawhi Leonard's fault that Kevin Durant tore his Achilles in the
Hmm.
finals and Klay Thompson tore his ACL in game 2 or 3 of the same year or whatever, and
Hmm.
Golden State had nobody left and the Raptors won the championship. But that's the story of the Raptors championship. The story of
Hmm.
the Raptors championship is that
Yeah.
they got to the finals and they faced a Golden State team that the wheels fell off the fucking truck. Everybody got hurt
Hmm.
and they had no chance. Like
Yeah,
that's a fact. Like the same way that the Boston had all these teams that they faced that had all these injuries. That's just a fact of what the championship is. And like all these Boston fans are upset and like and they're also, I feel like they're trying to push the Tatum thing now. Like, wow, well look at what Tatum did and he gets no credit and pa
Man,
pa
get out of here.
pa. And I'm like, listen, man,
No.
I
He'll get credit
Tatum
when he
is a
gives
good
credit for
player.
all those celebrations that he stole.
that was bad. But he
Yeah, I
also
mean
like,
Tatum.
uh,
No, go ahead.
now also like shit happens, teams get hurt or whatever. But at the same time, like they they did it, they won it, and then they blew the team. They beat they blew the team out in the finals. Like usually when the finals come and teams, I mean, get blown out, even with the Super Bowl, and that's only one game. When you blow a team out, it's like nobody stayed up for the whole game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? By the end of the third quarter, it was a 28 fucking lead. No one's watching. Imagine a series. I only watched the one game. After that, I was like, not watching the shit.
Which
You know what
game?
I'm saying? I
Game
think
one.
game one. Yeah, I think I watched game one, and I was like, yo, bro, that was hard to watch. You know what I mean? So that like you said, it's not their fault, but that happens. Like when you blow it, when it's not even competitive in the finals, it's like, I mean, people forget overnight, bro.
Yeah, and honestly, the other thing is that they, and again, maybe this might be their fault, but even if it's not their fault, it's still a fact. They didn't have. If you look at every series throughout the whole playoffs,
Hmm.
they didn't have one of the top. The finals was the most interesting series they played, and it wasn't very interesting.
Not at all.
And
Mhm.
of if you had to give a top five of the best series, the most, even if it's best by any metric, by any definition, if it's best in terms of the most competitive, best in terms of the most storylines, the best in terms of most interesting, best to watch, whatever, they didn't have a top five series this whole way.
Mhm.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Nuggets Timberwolves was one of the better series. Knicks Sixers was one of the better series. Knicks Pacers was an interesting series. Definitely better than any of the series that Boston
Hell
played,
yeah,
and it was
easy.
interesting.
Mhm.
The way everything played out, storylines, whatever. Minnesota,
Denver.
even Minnesota's sweep of the Suns was more interesting than any series that the Celtics played because watching watching that Minnesota team kind of come up in that moment up
Oh
against
shit.
a veteran Suns team that, and you had Anthony Edwards talking shit to Kevin Durant, and it was almost like felt like a little bit of a passing of the torch, changing of the
Hmm.
guard, whatever you want to call it. Like that had some juice to it. It was interesting to kind of watch that unfold. There was
Yeah.
nothing interesting about any of the Celtics series. It was like there was always, and again, a lot of it is not their fault. It's not their fault that Halliburton goes down in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's not their fault that Miami was without Jimmy Butler and without Terry Rozier. It's not their fault that um, the Cavs were without Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen. But at the end of the day, and here's the other thing, is that, like, I hate to say this, but they didn't. This is gonna sound crazy, but they still didn't do enough. You know what I'm saying? Like when you face it,
Yeah.
I feel like if you're facing teams like that, you gotta completely bulldoze them. You know what I mean? You can't go 5, 6 games with a broken down, Cavs team without Mitchell and without Garland. You can't be losing home playoff games to scrub ass teams that, with all the injuries that they're suffering, don't belong there. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like that hurts your argument.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But they
think
did it.
for well, I think like the other thing is like Boston might be so super sensitive about the Celtics specifically, just because like think about all the other championships too, like that they padded their 18 championships with, like like with the Bob Cousy teams, and going back to Bill Russell when like when the competition wasn't as good, you know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe it's just that like that they've heard that before, so like they're super sensitive about like, oh, we did this, but it's like, yo, you don't need to do that. There's no asterisks on any of on any of the championships. There's that
Exactly.
you won, like you're putting your energy into you're putting your energy into the thing that makes people hate you guys, and that's why nobody appreciates that's why people don't like to appreciate the team, because it's like, no, I'm not giving them credit. Like they look for every excuse to like take it away from them, because they're like so like crybaby, and and even when they do, like you bring it up, it's the same thing as the Yankees. Like the Yankees brought up one of those championships when they were the only team that had fucking good players on it, and they couldn't go against black players. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a similar argument, but also the Yankees have won a lot in between, like since that time. So it's like I think they don't worry about that. Like they have the mentality like, yeah, we won them. So what? Like nobody else did. We won.
Yeah.
So they
But
can say that. But
yeah.
the Celtics fans are like always trying to like, they're trying to like solidify and like justify the other ones that they've won as well.
Yeah. At the end of the day, bro, after what 5 years, no one's even gonna remember that the road that they
I
took.
don't know.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be like they won a chip, they were good. People are gonna blow them. They swept, they damn near swept everybody. Like the stats gonna speak louder
See,
than
there, I
than
don't, I don't know if I agree with you on that.
nah.
I don't think, I don't think. I mean, I agree with you in that at the end of the day, they won the championship, and that's going to be a championship for them, and you can't take that away from them.
Hmm.
But I think, that there is just like I said about the Raptors, like people forget that the Raptors even won that championship. People don't even remember
Hmm.
that shit. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like nobody, like who did they play in the Eastern Conference Finals? Quick, nobody fucking knows.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a
Was that Philadelphia?
it was, yes. But it's like
Mm.
there's certain championships and that stand out and that are memorable because of and that's the other thing about this, like part of the reason why that they didn't have this difficult path. There was no moment, you know what I mean? Like you didn't have a Kyrie 3. You didn't have a LeBron block. You didn't have a Steph Curry to, like, when Steph Curry took
Exactly.
over in Boston Garden and they won that championship
Hmm.
2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have any of these like
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
never had a moment. And again, like they will, you can't take the championship away from them, but it won't be looked at like this year will be kind of remembered as the
Eh,
championship that the East was dead.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just that the stats won't, what I'm trying to say by that is in the future, the stats won't reflect that. I mean, no one's gonna look at
yeah.
who
No,
played, who was injured, who
yeah,
wasn't. And I mean,
but even with, go
like
ahead, go ahead.
they're just gonna at the end of the day, just gonna say W. You know what I'm saying? And the wins are on and the wins are there. The wins are there. They won. They swept what three teams. You know what I'm saying? Like the wins are there. So people in the future, people are not gonna really think about all that. They're just gonna say, "Oh, was this one
No,
of the
but you see,
greatest teams?" Or,
here's the problem. They didn't sweep three teams. They should have swept three
oh
teams, but
yeah,
they
the first,
didn't
the
sweep
first.
three
Yeah.
teams. If they would have swept three
Hmm.
teams, it would have been different.
Yeah.
But they dropped that stupid ass game to Miami that they should have never dropped at home. They dropped that stupid ass game to the Cavs that they never should have dropped at home. They
Hmm.
almost
And they
dropped
could have lost
game
more.
one. They
Yeah.
almost
True.
dropped game one
Pacers to the
against the
Pacers.
Pacers in overtime after the Pacers had just finished playing a game seven and these motherfuckers was crazy rested.
Hmm.
They should have ended the finals in Dallas, and they ended up getting their ass busted in game four and had to come back to Boston.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. They didn't sweep anybody.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm
But they
saying?
got the
So like
dubs.
that's
But
the
they got the
problem is
dubs.
that like for all of the stats and for all of for the record that they have and the wins that they picked up and they only lost a handful of games en route to the finals.
Hmm.
Like, and that's why I said, like, before, like, I know it sounds crazy, but they didn't do enough. Had they swept those series if you think about it, they should have swept
Yeah.
Miami. They should
Hell
have
yeah.
they should have swept Cleveland without
And the Pacers.
Mitchell and Allen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
it
So
did.
it's like,
They did this with the Pacers.
so that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, had they gone through the East and dropped one game en route to the finals and then dropped one game in the finals, that would have solidified and punctuated it in a way that they didn't do. And I'm not trying to say that their championship doesn't mean anything, but that like at the end of the day, whatever, 20 years down the road,
Yeah,
when people barely remember watching this finals, yeah,
Hmm.
sure, it'll just be they won another championship, and not only that, it's gonna be like it's gonna be what they do next year. It's gonna be what they do. Like, does this? Because people are already talking about, oh, this team is, set up to win for years to come. Like you were just saying, who's gonna, what are the teams in the East gonna do to make moves? But that's the thing, is that the teams in the East could not make any moves, and Boston could still get their ass busted in the first or second round because they're not if they don't deal with those injuries. Like, pure
the luck
example,
flips.
if the Knicks didn't lose OG and Hart and everybody in the game seven against the Pacers series and Brunson and if they didn't just completely have the wheels fall off, if they would have stayed healthy and faced Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals and given them a challenge, given them a run, you would look at it differently. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? They might have even lost. They might not have even gotten past the Knicks. I think that they would have, but
Yeah.
you knew that I at least never thought that the Pacers, even if Halliburton wouldn't have gotten hurt, I never thought that the Pacers were gonna beat the Celtics.
No.
But
Yeah.
like
Because
that's just what it is.
because I mean, like, 2 points. Like, for example, you go with the initial point of, like, oh, they lost a game, right? They lost a game to the Cavaliers, right? And then they lose two players, and then you win. You lose, you go against the Pacers. You almost lost that game. You won it, like, because of a magic three in the corner by Brown, and then Halliburton gets hurt, and then that's when you win. So it almost looks like that's the reason they won, because they lost and then they win when everybody's hurt. So it's like,
Yeah.
even though that's not like, doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but just that's what it looks like, and that's what everybody's been saying, so they can point to that specifically. And, like, for example, like with the point with the Knicks, like, and even with the Heat, the the Celtics didn't win against a team like that. Like they were that team against every other team that they faced.
Mm-hmm.
If they faced the Heat full strength and they muddy it up, like how I said that I didn't want the Knicks to face the Heat in the first round. Like if they went against the Knicks full strength and they muddy it up with them as well. Like, do they
Mm-hmm.
have? We haven't seen them like beat that kind of team.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Dallas is obviously they came out of the West, but they have a similar style. Like their star players don't play that sort of defense, and it obviously with Luka is a liability at best. But it's like when they have to go against a team where their stars, good players, are also the ones that are playing that defense, like like a Jalen Brown or like a Derek White. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got your good guys going against the other good guys. It's not like you're doing everybody switching and like, okay, Luca's not gonna D up on Tatum because that's barbecue chicken. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, but if it was their superstar going against their superstar, let's say like Anthony Edwards or like something along those lines, then it's like, oh, okay, they went head to head. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, and they took him out. We didn't really see that, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think that kind of. But at the end of the day, like you said, nobody freaking cares.
Yeah.
They got get your chance. It's your chip. Just shut
Mm-hmm.
up and have your
Yeah.
parade,
I,
and
t- I
don't worry about what other people are saying.
Yeah, it all we're all basically saying the same thing. All coexist because it's true. Like they didn't have that matchup, they didn't have that moment, and it's all because you know what I'm saying. They beat the teams that were presented by a lot, by a large margin, and it's like that. It's not like we kept saying it's not their fault, bro. It is what it is. They got the chip. They didn't stick out. A, because it's Boston, because for New York at least, because it's Boston, and then because they didn't have that moment. They didn't have that competitive series at all. So it's like, I mean, it's like
The only
good for
player that they
them.
lost to the only player that they lost to injury was their X factor
Yeah, that
at the
came
end of
back
the
for the
day.
chip.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like
Oh,
everybody else didn't lose their X factor. They lost their star players.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what's gonna hurt like
Yeah.
their argument.
Yeah. But like I said, down the road, nobody's gonna remember that shit. They're gonna be like, they got a
Nobody,
chip.
yeah, it
That's
doesn't
it.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Number 18.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll see what they do next year. And next year they could be playing against JJ Redick's Los Angeles Lakers in the if they make it to the finals. Um, what happens to the podcast now? The LeBron and JJ podcast. Does that keep going throughout the season, or do we know? Has there been an announcement about that?
nah.
Hmm.
All
I don't
right,
know.
good take.
I,
So I
Do
mean,
they
I
do
haven't.
they
I
have to
I
change
didn't even.
the
I didn't even know they
do
had a
they have
podcast.
do they have to change the name of the podcast though?
What's the name of it?
to what? Why would they have to
I don't
change the
know,
name?
like, yeah, is Old Man in the Three. Hey,
No, that's not the name of the podcast.
what is it?
It's
Oh
Mind the
no,
Game.
okay. That's the
That's JJ Redick's
Udonis
other
Ham.
podcast.
Oh,
No,
okay,
no, no.
got
You're
it.
confused. Udonis Haslam
That's the
and Mike
OG.
Miller's podcast is the OGs.
Okay,
JJ
gotcha.
Redick's podcast by himself is the Old Man and the Three, and his podcast with LeBron James is Mind the Game.
Mm.
Maybe it's
That.
mind your. They changed it to mind your business after
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was funny because I thought it was interesting that LeBron was doing this podcast at all during the season while he's an active player. As interesting as it was, I just thought it was. I mean, it's just unusual. We've never seen anything like that before. But it was like, okay, LeBron is talking about games that have already been played, and he's doing analysis on just basketball plays in general, not really giving a ton about, specific game plan or anything like that, especially because at that time he's just talking with JJ Redick, who, he's a media member, whatever. But now, with JJ Redick being the coach of the team, LeBron, I think we assume he's still going to be there. I mean, I just feel like it's going to be a tough deal to do. I mean, look, at the end of the day, when it comes to basketball, they run sets, they run plays, but there's no secrets. It's not like you're surprising anybody. So even
all
if
strategy,
they're talking about it, it's not really the end of the world if people know what you're running. They're going to know anyway. People have tape. But
Exactly.
I just think it is going to be interesting to see if they do keep the podcast going. And also, to be honest with you, like, to see if that relationship stays good, because it's real easy to keep a good friendship between JJ and LeBron when he's not your coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, with JJ being the coach now, I don't know. I mean, I assume that LeBron, this is something that he wanted and he's good with it. Otherwise, I don't think that they would have made JJ the offer. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if that relationship stays as good as it seems to be right now. And what does ESPN do? Because, I mean, who's going to be – how many different – I personally think they should just keep Doris Burke by herself. I don't think that she needs another person. Because I've heard –
her voice needs something.
You think what?
I think her voice needs a counter voice. I don't know. It's
I
just
disagree.
nitpicking.
I love Doris Burke. I've heard her call a couple of games solo, and I thought she was great. I thought her this past season. If I could pick any broadcast team to do a game, give me Breen and Burke, and that's it. Because my favorite thing about Doris Burke was that she doesn't overtalk. You get so much more of pure game sound because she lays out. She'll give analysis. The play-by-play will be going, but she lays out, and she really lets you absorb the get a feel for the game. And I like that. Like, I didn't like her. I mean, JJ was fine, but I just feel like so many people. Actually, I just remembered I had a funny thing that I was gonna do for the show with one of JJ's calls that made me laugh, because it seemed like he was trying to be like the next broadcaster, and there was, I don't know if you caught this
guy.
I don't know if you caught this, but there was a moment, I think it was in game what game? It might have been game 3, game 2. I don't remember which game of the finals it was, but Jaylen Brown had a dunk, and JJ does this call that was it felt almost like a bootleg Mark Jackson type of call, where he goes, "That is ridiculous, Jaylen Brown." And I just started crying, laughing. Like, who is he trying to sound like with that cadence that he's doing? He's like, "Hey, Jaylen Brown comes down. That is ridiculous, Jaylen Brown." Like, he throw in the Jaylen Brown at the end, like really trying to get into the cadence of the broadcaster. And I was like, yo, that shit sounded so like pre-planned, pre-packaged.
Contrived.
And I was like, oh man, as soon as you start trying to really, like, that was the thing about Marv Albert. Everything that it just felt so organic. It flowed so perfect. Like when he would say, Jaylen Brown. Like, but with JJ, it didn't hit the same for me. But like him and a lot of these other dudes, I just feel like they don't shut the fuck up. Like, I feel like everybody's trying to show everybody.
My fault.
Say, go ahead.
They're just trying to show everybody. They're trying to show everybody how much they know about basketball. Sometimes, like, that's
and I also think that everybody now wants. I was just gonna say, I feel like everybody now is trying to do almost like a Manning cast. Like, not like a Manning cast, but I feel like they're trying to replicate some of the conversation during the game. And I don't want to watch party. I don't want it to be like if I want to watch party, I'll
Yeah.
go and watch a watch party on YouTube, or I'll go watch
Alternate
the
cast.
fucking the Kevin Hart cast or some shit. Like I don't need you talking throughout the whole game every 5 seconds. Which is what I loved about Doris Burke, man. I would love it if they just kept Doris Burke there by herself. Like she gives her shit. She says some interesting things that make you think. But besides that, like shut the fuck up. I could watch the game and that's it. But I mean, but that's
Yeah.
just me. I know that
No,
they're
but that's
constantly trying to find new fucking bells and whistles to try to bring more people to the game. But for me, like the less is more for me when it comes to the broadcast.
Yeah.
Like when you got a 7-man booth and then you got 10
That's so
motherfuckers
annoying,
talking
yeah.
all on top of each other during halftime,
mm,
and everybody gets 2 seconds
Yeah.
to talk and no one makes any kind of cogent points. It's becoming similar with the broadcast. I don't know why or at what point we decided everything needs to be a 3-man now. Like why
yeah.
what's wrong with a 2-man broadcast team? Like why does everything have to, like, just because Van Gundy, Mark Jackson and Breen worked well, every following broadcast team doesn't need to be 3. To me, Van Gundy, Jackson, and Breen worked well because Mark Jackson, if you listen to those games, he didn't say much. He sat
Nah, he
back
didn't.
and he chilled. He reacted. He did a lot of the shit when they were going into break. He'll give you a hand
Yeah.
down, man down, mama goes that, there goes that man, whatever. But, like, besides that, he's not fucking talking throughout the whole game. Like, Van Gundy would throw his little shit. He would throw his little shit. But also, them too, they didn't really over-talk the game.
Well, that's what I meant when I said like Doris needs just a counter voice, like what you said with Mike Breen, for the enthusiasm part of like when something big happens. I don't need that, like I've said this before. I don't need people talking. I don't even like announcers for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't I like to see the game and have some of my own thoughts. I don't need every thought that somebody else. So it's like for example, I think it was the last series. I forget what it was, and I said something right, and I think Mike Breen said it like 10 or 15 seconds later, and it's like, oh, and I told my son, oh, you see, that's what I just said. But it's like you notice it's because they don't talk that much. But if it's like constantly like, oh, and you can see the way they're trying to set up and drag the defense over to the side, and so they open it up, like, yo, don't like that's not what we're here for. We're here to watch the game. We're not like, okay, I know some people watch the game and have no idea what's happening, but like it's so like elementary, like some of the shit that you say just because you want to talk. Like I don't need the voice accompanying the thing. That's why it's funny that you go to this because it's like with Madden, did you see Cheeks, did you see with the feature that they're adding to Madden?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't. I saw a video.
You
Somebody
can
sent me a video,
select
but I didn't.
No, you can select the announcers that you want calling the
That's
games that you're
fire.
playing in now.
That's fire.
Because that's part of the reason,
That's
like
dope.
when in the real games, um,
How many options
Charles
do they have?
Davis. I don't know. That my son just brought that up, but like in the real game, the actual NFL games,
Hmm.
you get some of these dudes that just want to talk and talk and talk,
Because you
and
know who
and
I'm
it
going to
it
pick.
no
Never. Come on.
no come
Romo.
on.
Stop it.
I don't need
I don't think.
Romo. I
I don't
don't.
think it's gonna be
You're
combination. Like
welcome.
it's not gonna be one, and it's not gonna be like. I think it's gonna be a 2-man. It's not gonna be like. Let me get Romo and let me get dude from
No,
here.
it's
Maybe a two
probably
man.
yeah, it's probably duos
Yeah.
like Greg Olson. That's who I want to I want to like my in my games. I don't need Charles Davis. Like that's one of the most annoying parts of Madden, and the
Mhm.
annoying parts of watching the games that he covers. Just talking regular
Yeah.
nonsense,
Yeah.
just like oh, and there goes Maurice Jones-Drew with a 3-yard carry up the hole, hard to tackle.
Maurice
Like, yeah, we
Jones-Drew.
just saw that.
Brought it back.
No,
Maurice
I'm just
Jones-Drew is calling games
yeah.
himself.
Well, yeah, but like he does shows with this
No, I
dude
know. I'm just saying that
move
it's
the
been a while
sticks.
since somebody
No, no,
called the
no,
play that he made on the field.
no. I
Like
know.
the
It's just
fact that
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 Maurice
was your go-to
Jones-Drew.
name was interesting to me.
Word.
Daniel Jeremiah and Charles Davis are kind of like they have like shows and intermingle. So that's the first name that just popped into my head. But it's just like yeah, like you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I think that that's like that might be one of the first hints into what people actually want when it comes to announcing. Like if they put that into a game, it's because I'm sure they've heard that like they don't like this. And I'm
Hmm.
sure maybe it trickles up to like, yo, we don't need these guys that are talking all this nonsense. Like even though it doesn't show because all the money they're spending, but
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
who knows?
clearly
Like
that is not how the broadcast companies are looking at it.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
That's
they
dope
don't
though. I
get they
can't wait
they
for
they
them.
they're not interested in what's best for the consumer. They're just interested in what is gonna ultimately turn the best profit. So,
That's right. It's a
but we'll see.
business.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be a circus
Yeah.
with I mean, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure ESPN and Fox and all these guys must be excited that they have something that they can bochinche about. With JJ Redick and LeBron, it gives them something to talk about. But I mean, I think we
And
all know that
speaking
until LeBron retires, he's the coach of whatever team he's on. Like,
yeah,
Facts.
and
gives a
he's gonna
shit
put
who it is, if
he's
it's
gonna be
Darvin
he's
Ham.
gonna be
Like, who was the
Facts.
coach of
he's
the
gonna
of the
be
bubble championship? Quick, does anybody remember? It was Frank Vogel.
no. Well,
It was the now
well, I
fired Frank
mean,
Vogel. So, like, nobody gives a shit who's coaching fucking LeBron. If it's not, I mean, I guess I mean, I guess it's exciting because it's a name. It's more of a personality who kind of also brings
see if
some
it
cachet
works.
to the table. But I don't know. I don't. I
Yeah.
think the Lakers need a lot more than a new coach.
Yeah, facts.
And speaking of Bochinche, did you see how Shams Sharania or Sharania
Sharania.
he's Sharania how he broke this originally um saying that they had the
The
Lakers had
JJ
the
thing,
interest in
and then how
yeah and
how Woj
Woj
got salty and
fat-handed
yeah,
no
I
and
did see that.
fat-handed the Dan Hurley uh you know like
Well, he made the Dan
conversation
Hurley thing up.
because well yeah that's what I'm saying it's like yeah that's kind of it's not a good look when you do that and he has and Woj also has the thing with the Blazers where he's like sharing news and leaking stuff out that benefits like the Trailblazers with the Dame Lillard conversation. It's like
Well, that I
it
think
just
it's
makes you
funny that you bring
realize like
that up.
yo, it's
No, go
just
ahead.
my general point is like yo, when my general point is like when you see shit going down and you see stuff like this and then it makes you I know it's the corny like the Trump line where it's like oh distrust of the media but this kind of puts distrust in like in the air because you don't know why certain things come out, why certain things don't come out, and it's like, oh, that's his man's. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of it's a funny
Yes,
look
but this
for
is
like a
why.
media and like a good
No, I see
my
what you're
fault.
saying, but I'm just saying this is why fans need to stop caring so much about this bullshit. Whether it's during
Mm,
football season, who's talking about who and what type of way, or how they're covering the championship, how they're covering a team, what the media is saying. Like you can't care so much about this shit because there's so much fucking wheeling and dealing going on behind the scenes, and so much of this shit has become so profit driven that they're not like they describe these things as breaking news, but none of this is fucking news. Like
Yeah.
breaking news, the Celtics are circling Dan Hurley as their next coach. Like, first of all, circling a nigga is not breaking news. Like, if you
Word.
tell me they inked a contract and there's fucking ink on a paper, that
Word.
maybe is news. And even that, I don't really give a shit. But, like, all of these fucking just throwing rumors and all this other shit, like, it's just feeding the machine that is ESPN and the 24-hour sports well, quote unquote news cycle. That's all the shit is. Whether it's fucking Woj fucking making shit up about making a story about Dan Hurley being the Lakers coach, or is some NFL reporter making a story about something else. Like at the end of the day, I mean, it
You
can
need
be
shit
fun
to
to
talk
talk
about,
about this
man.
shit, but like you can't take that stuff too seriously. Like,
Yeah, word.
Yeah, 100%.
Word.
but let's take a break. We'll come back and we will give Word Life his flowers for his boxing predictions over the weekend.
That's nice.
He hates flowers.
Champion, they trying to feel the ambience. Never seen nothing quite like the aliens. I'ma call the alliance, you call the ambulance. Before they even show up, your soul will start vanishing. Lost a lot through gambling with the odds, I'm addicted. You wanna take a look through my eyes, got you twisted. I'm sick and vicious, make a bloody Christmas. I love where I'm from, but I ain't riding through the trenches. A lot of stupid bitches like to make a lot of shit up. I hate to be the one to tell you, gang, you gotta give up. Writing on the wall like I ain't got no home training. Throw my name into your mouth, I'm spraying red, no paying. No waiting for my mans to show up, cause I'ma handle mine. Shit about to blow any second, like I stand on mine. Spin your body round 100 times before I let you breathe. Lock the door, shut the lights, I can't let you leave.
Hey, yo, Element, what's good, God? These fucking streets got a nigga going crazy, huh? It's like a house of screams, done. Yeah. Hey, yo, I'm way much chiller than most. I ain't frontin' at all. I'm flirting with maintaining and broke. But who you know that's iller with words? Yeah, clearly disturbed. That really actually dealt with some coke. Elmhurst where they murdering folk. 15 years later and I'm still here serving you dope. Only now it's informing some mean bars. It's cream, but some are more chasing that green card. It's Queen's Guard. Better learn how to think fast. These bitch ass niggas that's off to some bitch ass. Assault them, throw salt in their wounds. It's deeper than watching loved ones cook boy in the spoon. This for young boys locked in a room. Group homes, no visits, turn vicious, feel alive in the tomb. Young guys watch most of them coons. Yeah, they lying they zooms. A loot of life they ain't never consumed. For my niggas gonna light it up. I provide a feeling one can only get while being cuffed on the Rikers bus. Whole killers say they side with us. We keep a bag of iron sticks like we play for the Riders Cup. Queens and Philly once again, what can fuck with us? Huh? Queens and Philly once again, what can fuck with us? Huh? I'm trying to tell them, done. I hear them screams, man. Ain't nobody gonna help you out of that one, son. You gotta find your own way, done. Yeah? Queen, Philly.
Champion, they trying to feel the ambience. Never seen nothing quite like the aliens. I'ma call the alliance, you call the ambulance. Before they even show up, your soul will start vanishing. Lost a lot through gambling with the odds, I'm addicted. You wanna take a look through my eyes, got you twisted. I'm sick and vicious, make a bloody Christmas. I love where I'm from, but I ain't riding through the trenches. A lot of stupid bitches like to make a lot of shit up. I hate to be the one to tell you, gang, you gotta give up. Writing on the wall like I ain't got no home training. Throw my name into your mouth, I'm spraying red, no paying. No waiting for my mans to show up, cause I'ma handle mine. Shit about to blow any second, like I stand on mine. Spin your body round 100 times before I let you breathe. Lock the door, shut the lights, I can't let you leave. champion, they tryna feel the ambience. Never seen nothing quite like the aliens. I'ma call the alliance, you call the ambulance. Before they even show up, your soul will start vanishing. Lost a lot through gambling with the odds, I'm addicted. You wanna take a look through my eyes, got you twisted. I'm sick and vicious, make a bloody Christmas. I love where I'm from, but I ain't riding through the trenches. A lot of stupid bitches like to make a lot of shit up. I hate to be the one to tell you, gang, you gotta give up. Writing on the wall like I ain't got no home training. Throw my name into your mouth, I'm spraying red, no paying. No waiting for my mans to show up, cause I'ma handle mine. Shit about to blow any second, like I stand on mine. Spin your body round 100 times before I let you breathe. Lock the door, shut the lights, I can't let you leave.
Hey, yo, Element, what's good, God? These fucking streets got a nigga going crazy, huh? It's like a house of screams, done. Yeah. Hey, yo, I'm way much chiller than most. I ain't frontin' at all. I'm flirting with maintaining and broke. But who you know that's iller with words? Yeah, clearly disturbed. That really actually dealt with some coke. Elmhurst where they murdering folk. 15 years later and I'm still here serving you dope. Only now it's informing some mean bars. It's cream, but some are more chasing that green card. It's Queen's Guard. Better learn how to think fast. These bitch ass niggas that's off to some bitch ass. Assault them, throw salt in their wounds. That's deeper than watching loved ones cook boy in the spoon. This for young boys locked in a room. Group homes, no visits, turn vicious, feel alive in the tomb. Young guys watch most of them coons. Yeah, they lying, they zooms. A loot of life they ain't never consumed. For my niggas gonna light it up. I provide a feeling one can only get while being cuffed on the Rikers bus. Whole killers say they side with us. We keep a bag of iron sticks like we play for the Riders Cup. Queens and Philly once again, what can fuck with us? Huh? Queens and Philly once again, what can fuck with us? Huh? I'm trying to tell them, Dun. I hear them screams, man. Ain't nobody gonna help you out of that one, son. You gotta find your own way, Dun. Yeah? Queen, Philly.
Champion, they tryna feel the ambience. Never seen nothing quite like the aliens. I'ma call the alliance, you call the ambulance. Before they even show up, your soul was...
There it is. Yeah, I realized that I had my shit muted to start the episode, but it's only for like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you muted it after the... Oh, shit, no, because it sounded like you muted it after the... Like when you put the music on.
Mm-hmm.
No, I unmuted it. I had it muted to start the episode out, and then I realized that I hadn't. It's not even that it was muted. It's just that sometimes this fucking program, for whatever reason, sometimes it's supposed to have this mic set as the default mic, the default audio input, but sometimes for whatever reason I open the program and it defaults to like the whatever the computer, whatever, I don't know. Anyway. So back to what we were saying, we got to give Word Life his flowers because he nailed the predictions for the boxing over the weekend.
Yep.
Now, what about I just read that Garcia got suspended for steroids.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, he's claiming that he's gonna retire and all this shit. So, yeah, I don't want to be the guy, but who cares, bro? The kid's not that, like, he's not dedicated. He's not that. I don't know if it's his IQ or, yeah, I'll say his IQ will never be where it needs to be for him to be, like, in the ring. I'm talking about for him to be a legitimate like contender in my eyes. You know what I mean? I know he got a solid record. He only lost to Davis, but. Yeah, I don't really, like, whatever, kid. Do something else, whatever. Who gives a fuck? You got all the money in the world. You a young kid. Like, you be all right, bro. You know what I mean? He put on a tweet, talk about Haney's trying to get me my my win removed. My wife is divorcing me, this and that. And it's like, bro, like, you want to see my list, my nigga? Like, You want to go? You want to go toe to toe? You want to go toe to toe with shit, nigga? I'll take you out, kid. Easy.
Wait,
First
wait,
three.
your list?
Yeah.
Wait,
Had
what
to add
list? Your list
another
of what?
L.
First three, I got you, cut. Real talk. First three, I'll knock all them four out.
Problems.
Easy. But whatever, man. He'll be alright, bro. He'll be alright.
Yeah, but
as
so
far
I
as-
saw Frank
Now,
Martin
did
caught
I-
a beat down.
Which one? At the
Frank
what-
Martin
what-
with the
tank?
coach of.
We did that joke last week.
I heard Frank.
Yeah, you heard right, Frank Martin.
We did that joke. I did.
Okay.
You should
Wasn't
say,
that the guy-
you
that
did
was the
that
guy's
joke last
name.
week.
Am I getting it wrong now?
No, you did. You're right.
Yeah,
You did
yeah.
that- he said you did that joke last
Nah,
week.
Kingpin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
No,
the
but
king.
I saw. I didn't see the fight, but I
Nah.
saw the knockout.
No, wait.
It looked
Frank,
rough.
right? Yeah. Wait, who's Punisher?
You're the
Frank
boxing
Castle.
expert, man. I
Frank-
don't know. You're
Frank-
asking the wrong
Frank
guy.
Castle.
Punisher?
I'm talking about no. I'm talking about the character. You're talking about Kingpin. I'm talking about Frank what? Frank Castle. Anyway, yeah. What you said? Yeah, Frank White. He got dropped, man. You know,
No.
I'm so upset because it was a round earlier than what I predicted, man. But I didn't put no money up like a dummy, man. I wish I would have put the money up on both fights, man. But Tank,
Which
look,
was the better of the two fights?
I say the Tank. I say the Tank was because of the knockout, and there was a moment where Frank Martin was tagging him, and he was looking solid. But if you recall, like everything I said on that fight, like he's one dimensional, bro. He's too forward, he's too straight and back. You know, like that's how Martin fights. He's straight. He's not really taking angles. Really, the only time he takes an angle is
Like
to
the Rock'em Sock'em robots.
yeah, and he's one dimensional. He's one. That's what I meant when I say he's one dimensional. Like, and I didn't mean he's one dimensional as far as he only has one trick. I meant he's one dimensional as in an ant is one dimensional to like a fucking bird. You feel me? Like he only sees what he sees. He don't see outside of himself. Basically, you know what I mean? Like where Tank, his IQ is a little better, but there's a lot of bias, recent bias going on with Tank, and everybody's like, "Oh, is he the best fighter?" We gotta chill. Like he looks way more serious. He just came out of jail and he gave himself to Allah, and he's Muslim now, and all those things. I almost could see it. You know, he looks like he's taking this shit serious, basically. So I'm curious to see him with the top dogs, but until he gets to the top dogs, like let's hold out on that shit, bro. Like let's hold down on he's the face of boxing. Everybody's been trying to give him that. Like let's hold out, bro. Let's see him against the top dogs. Let's see him, you know. But Martin, like I said, he was just one dimensional. Tank was too much. As soon as Tank goes to the corner and the corner is like, yo, you gotta win every round from here on. Literally, that next round he knocks him out. So Tank is known to do that, man. Tank is known to go to the corners like, yo, watch, I'm gonna knock him out this round, and then within the next 2 rounds, he's getting them out of there. So, but the kid got to fight. Pitbull. He got to rematch Pitbull. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Pitbull.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Cruz. Isaac. Is it Isaac or Isaiah? Isa Cruz. Pitbull. Isa Cruz. He fought him earlier in his career, and it went to split decision, and Tank has not won a rematch him because the kid just stepped in for a fighter. He wasn't even supposed to fight him. So honestly, like his toughest fight was an accidental. So, and yeah, we got to see that, man. I got to see that from Tank first. I want to see him against the top guy, man. I want to see him against Lomachenko, who got robbed by Haney. I want to see him against Isa Cruz, Pitbull. I want to see him against Teofimo. These guys he could beat that I think he can beat, but I just gotta see it. Like I gotta see it. No more catch weights with Ryan Garcia. No more catch weights with Luis. What's his name? Not Luis Castillo. What's his name? I forgot his name, but the kid that he knocked out with the double uppercut. You know what I'm talking about.
Ryu?
No, Ryu, the fucking Street Fighter. Yeah, but but yeah, man, I'm a little upset that we didn't I didn't put money on that, man. I'm a little upset about that, but Balrog. Um, did you
What about
know?
what? Speaking of people stepping in for fights,
Yeah,
what about this whole Jake
Tyson.
Paul, Mike Tyson shit?
So he's not fighting Tyson
This
no more
nigga
now, right? He's
also,
fighting some
No,
other dude.
somebody's stepping in. They're still gonna have a
Yeah,
fight. They're still keeping that scheduled date, but some
yeah.
guy.
Some. Ooh, who is he fighting? I don't even know who he's fighting.
I'll tell you right now. I was just reading it.
I think Perry,
And it
right?
says yeah, and it says bare knuckle.
I
But I
wish.
guess that bare knuckles, the guy who's a bare knuckle fighter, he's not gonna fight bare knuckles. But
Yeah, he's gonna fight. They're gonna fight like this.
oh, okay. See,
They
that's
have.
see when you do that, you throw people out of their element. That's no good, man. Like
Mike Perry,
when you know
didn't we
he's
go to high school with Mike
you-
Perry?
Wasn't there Mike Perry? That sounds familiar.
oh, Michael Perry. Yeah, you're right.
That's who he's fighting.
William Perry.
The fridge.
Well,
The
no,
fridge.
no.
He's like, hold on, let me get somebody a little older.
R.I.P. Isn't the fridge? He's not.
Yeah,
still
You got frozen dicks in there.
He's done. He's frozen, all right.
But I heard that the I heard
No,
that
but this thing is like he wants to fight.
I'm so done
the
with that.
Serrano
kid.
Taylor fight I think is supposed to be the best fight that night anyway.
Serrano Taylor and who? And Shakur? No.
Serrano and Taylor, two different people. Serrano
Taylor-
versus Taylor.
Taylor. What's his first name?
Her first name is Katie, and Amanda
Oh.
is of Serrano's first name. Clearly plugged in.
Yeah, I have no. Yeah, no idea. Who it is.
No, these are two, I think, women's champions. You don't follow women's?
Yeah, nah, not really.
I
I
got you.
don't follow.
Yeah, no.
But,
Apparently, these are
the bedroom.
two. That was supposed to be and now, again, I'm not trying to be a dick here. This is just what
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, the fight purists were most excited about that fight.
Yeah, I'm not excited about any of those fights, but you know,
Yeah,
I don't
I
really-
heard
I
that
don't
even
watch
when it was
females.
still gonna be Tyson Paul, that like the what was bringing it, like the Tyson Paul was just the freak show
Yeah.
fight for for the casuals, but people were saying that the
Yeah.
boxing fight purists were brought in because they were excited to see the Serrano and Taylor fight. That's what I heard.
I know he's been pushing one of them female fighters a lot. That's his like Jake Paul, whatever Paul. That's his little thing. Like he's like, I'm doing great stuff for boxing. Look, and it's like, all right, if you say so. Benavidez fight, that shit went according to plan. That shit, he won by decision. His power didn't translate as much as everybody thought it would. But he did enough to win. It almost looked like the guy wasn't throwing like on purpose. Honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and say that all that
the
dumb
fix
shit.
is in.
Yeah, I don't want to say all that, but the dude just didn't throw, bro. I don't
You got
know
it on
what
tape.
if you watch him, he had opportunities. He didn't throw, and he wasn't getting hurt. Like I don't want to hear that. Oh, he was getting hurt. He didn't. I mean, he looked dazed maybe once, but I don't know. But Benavidez, yeah, he needs to. If he's gonna stay in that weight class, he's gonna have to put on some real muscle. He can't do this fucking fat shit. That shit ain't gonna work. His weight, his punch, his power didn't translate that as well. You saw that one too, Flex?
No, because that's the thing with the time now, like with all these fights in Saudi Arabia and the Emirates over there. Like some of these fights, I have no idea when these fights are going on. Like it's not like like I'd rather know that I'm going to have to wait till 12:30 to watch this fight than not know when this fight is at any point during the day. And I'll like see like my brother will text in one of the group chats with like Danny and me. So it was like, oh, damn, he got that one. I'm like, yo, it's 2:30. Nigga, like, you
Two
know
thirty
what
what
I'm
in the morning or the afternoon?
saying? No, in the afternoon, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
some of these shits be on like ridiculous times.
yeah,
Like,
and the
it's good if
Japan
you
and all
know
that
that
shit
they're
too.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like all over the place. Not obviously it's for the money and they got to do them, but it's just like, yo, they need to put out shits where it's like, like F1 has that problem sometimes, but they're pretty good about like kind of listing the times that they
yeah,
show them in certain countries where it's like, yo, if they're doing having a race in in Singapore, like I don't know what time. I'm not trying to do this math, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's crazy.
So that's just it.
Yeah, and anyway, whatever. When he fought Schoolboy Q, it was like some shit like that. They fought like fucking like the result was in like at 8 in the morning. Like what the when did I didn't even know I missed the shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? When did this happen? You know? But yeah, that shit is a little annoying. But no, the Benavides was right before the main event, so it was like at 8, 9. It was cool. I was happy. I was actually happy
Nah,
that
I felt like it was earlier.
maybe 8, 7, 8. Did I just say the same number?
It was at 8 o'clock. Oh no, you're right. Maybe it was at 8.
Seven, maybe 7, 8. Instead of
Yeah,
8,
that's what I'm
9, it
saying. It
was
was like it
7,
felt
8.
like it was early.
It was 7, 9 around there.
So
You, you're good, you.
so who's the next big fight? What's the next big fight we have to look forward to?
Man, I see
Is
Teofimo's gonna
Canelo
fight.
fighting anybody anytime soon?
He's set to fight somebody, but nobody wants to see him, bro. I mean, we want to see you fight Benavidez. If you're not gonna fight Benavidez, it's gonna be hard for me to really care who he fights. I know if he fights Crawford, I know that's been a thing, but Crawford's already he's gonna fight somebody. So, but the next fight that I'm looking forward to is I want to see what Teofimo does. He's gonna fight out here in Miami. I've been thinking about me and my lady going out there to watch that. I don't know if it's gonna happen though.
Wow.
Um,
Where's that at Hard Rock?
I'm not sure. I think so. But somewhere in Miami though. But I
I
would
feel
like to
like
see that.
it's probably not a Hard Rock. I feel like that's a big venue.
Yeah, let me
I
see.
feel like it's
Actually.
more likely probably at Kaseya if anything, where the Heat play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. It says Miami. Don't really say what.
All right, so who right now are your top five boxers, Tro, that you would want to watch?
You gotta.
No order,
No.
just like
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
should I keep my ears out and who
Crawford.
should I
Yeah. Well,
keep the eye out for?
well, you want me to go obvious guys, or you want me to go to a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, yeah.
I'll give you my underdogs first. David Mario, um, Cuban kid. He's been knocking a lot of guys out. He's a solid. He's a big dude, real athletic. He likes to brawl, which makes I like him a lot because of that. Well, besides the fact he's Cuban, but he talks that shit too, and he's very athletic and he likes to brawl. He doesn't just like curl up and box away. He boxes, then he throws. He boxes, he throws. I like that shit. So I'll give you him. Um, my boy Steven Shakur. I'm very excited about him. I actually want to see him in Tank fight or low. I want to see anybody of these four. I want to see Teofimo, Shakur, or Tank, Loma. Any of those four combinations would be something that I'm very interested in. Obviously, Inoue from what is he, Japan or China? I forget one of those two.
Yeah, you asking us?
Yeah,
I would bet Japan.
yeah, Inoue. Yeah, him. He's a big name. Anyway, uh, you gotta put Crawford in there, and you gotta put Tank in there. These guys they're there for a reason, man. They're knocking people out. The record stands, with an O for a reason. So I see those.
What's
I
the
see those
what's the
guys.
what's the most competitive and interesting weight class right now?
I say the 130, the welter, 130.
Still welters. Damn.
Yeah, I think so, man. Because
Isn't
the
this
biggest
guy?
thing.
What's the British guy? What's this guy? What's his name?
Junior welter. Junior welter.
Junior welter. Okay, but who's the What's the British guy? The British heavyweight. What's his name? Isn't he fighting soon? I forget his name.
Fury?
Fury?
No. Black dude.
Joshua.
Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, Joshua. Didn't he have a fight
Didn't he just
recently,
lose?
like a month or two ago? That was like the pre-fight to his next big fight.
I thought
You have
he
any idea
lost.
what I'm
I thought he
talking about?
lost.
Did he? Because I remember
Yeah, he
hearing
lost.
that he had one of these. He had one of these Saudi Arabia fights that was like supposed to be.
Oh
his.
yeah, he was supposed to be. He was supposed
No,
to be
no, no, I think he did win. No, I
Oh,
think
didn't
he
he
did
fight
win.
in Ngannou?
Actually.
He fought
Yeah,
the
he did.
UFC
He did.
guy.
Yeah. That's exactly what he fought
Yeah.
in South in that island over there. Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
doesn't he have? Wasn't that like supposed to be like the fight before another shot he was gonna get? I thought. I thought I saw.
I
I
don't know,
thought
man.
I
I like
heard or
Usyk,
saw
man.
that he was like
Well, he was supposed. They wanted to make that big fight with him and
in Fury.
not
Fury.
Fury. What's the other one? The one that's like
Wilder.
to this day. Yeah, Wilder. Yeah.
Wow.
They were supposed to make that, but then Wilder got dropped. Got TKO recently, so it's like
Well, Wilder's done
yeah,
because
he's
he
done.
embarrassed himself on the Traitors.
Oh, did he?
Yes. Have you seen this show, The Traitors?
I have no idea what that is.
No.
Have you
What is
heard
this?
of the show, The Traitors?
Explain.
Explain, please, and then send
Have
me.
you heard
link.
of the show, The Traitors?
No.
Okay, so the show The Traitors is a reality show where they take people, put them in a house, a bunch of it's random ass people. Actually, the last season was actually a ridiculous combination of people because, specifically because Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan were on it together.
Nice.
But they take these random people, a lot of them from. I thought the first season was better than the second season, but they take a lot of people from like reality TV, athletics, like fucking
Social
Marcus
media.
Jordan, and randomly Deontay Wilder was on there. And it was funny because I was like, dude, what the hell is he doing here? Like, he's not like, it's pretty much mostly like.
Has been,
but it's,
but
actually, I
nothing
shouldn't
relevant.
even say I was surprised because it's a random collection of people. Ryan Lochte, the fucking Olympic swimmer, was on there. But so they take the people when you first get to the house, they blindfold everybody, and they assign people to be traitors. And there's the
Okay.
traitors and there's the faithfuls. The traitors are supposed to convince people that they're faithfuls. There's like, they don't tell you exactly how many traitors there are gonna be, but so far I've only seen a maximum of 3, and I think it's a total of like maybe 15, 20 people in the house. And the people in the house, you got to do like these stupid challenges and shit like that. And then at the end of the night, everybody gets together in a round table, and you got to vote to banish somebody from the house, whoever you think is one of the traitors.
It's like werewolf.
I don't know werewolf, but you vote somebody to banish, and then when that person gets all their votes, they step into the circle of truth or whatever the fuck it is, and right before they leave the house, they say either I was a traitor or I was a faithful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a fucked up show because it's like you gotta like lie, like manipulate people and lie to people, and it's just funny because you see certain people get very, very stressed out because they can't keep the secret. It weighs on them and shit. Deontay Wilder quit the show, started crying, and had to quit the show. He couldn't take it.
He was a traitor.
He wasn't even a traitor. He just was so stressed out from trying to figure out, I thought you were this. I can't tell. I feel like people are lying to me. I can't trust. He started weeping. He started thinking about his life. And he was like, yo.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's nuts.
He had to
He's
leave the
completely
show.
out of
Yeah.
it,
And when I saw that, that's when I was like, oh, nah, this nigga's career.
And then he gets knocked out.
Yeah. But that show is actually, it's actually pretty funny because, like, so they show that, so after you banish somebody from the house,
Yeah.
you're trying to find the traitors. They never find the fucking traitors. It's hilarious how they struggle to find them. But So they banish somebody. They go to the circle, and the person's usually like, "I'm a faithful. I'm not a traitor." And then they leave the house, and then everybody goes to sleep at night. During the night, the traitors get together and they decide who they're gonna kill. And then one person gets killed and they get sent off too. So then the next morning, everybody goes to breakfast and they're waiting to see like who doesn't show up, who got killed last night, who's not gonna come to the breakfast. So but anyway, so that's the premise of the show. The show is actually pretty funny. Fucking Marcus Jordan was the first
This
one to
show
get killed by
sounds
the
so
traitors.
Spanish.
That shit had me crying. He was the
He was
first
the
one to
what?
get killed by the traitors. That shit had me dying. And they showed him. He's like, he sits down like whenever somebody gets killed.
They
like,
trying to pipe.
they're trying to get with Larsa. So he like they show him. It's just mad funny when you're the first person to get killed because like
Hell yeah.
they show them. He goes and they slide like a little envelope under your door, and you open it up. And there's a paper that says by the order of the traitors you've been murdered or whatever, and then you got to leave the house. But he sits down in the chair and he opens the paper. He's like, I forget what he said. He's like, they got me or something. Maybe he saw me as a threat. And nigga, there's no threat. This is not a competition. You're not competing head to head with anybody. Like,
Right.
and it made me laugh because like you know how when they put the names and they put like. So they'll put like for Deontay Wilder, they put Deontay Wilder, boxer or whatever, and Ryan Lochte, swimmer. They put Marcus Jordan, entrepreneur.
No.
I'm dying. I'm like, what entrepreneur? What is? No, nigga, I'm Jordan's son. That's what they
Jordan's
should
son.
have put.
That's it.
That's his
Yeah.
claim to fame is he's Jordan's
That's
son.
I mean, yeah. Well, he does run the trophy room. You know what I'm saying? So that.
Well, that I feel like that's how they use that as an excuse to make him an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. But,
That was
That's fucking crazy.
and I
that
forgot
was,
what they put for Larsa.
that's,
I can't remember what they put for her. Like, I think they put like that she wasn't she on another reality show like Love and Basketball, not Love and Basketball, Basketball
Probably
Wives. I think she was on that.
Basketball Wives.
Yeah, I think she was on that show. So
Yeah.
That's
but
fucking
that show, The
Yeah,
Traitors, is actually
the trophy room. The trophy
Where is
room is
that?
the ill nepo laundering. It's like
Didn't he get
it's
arrested
still
for,
nepotism.
for some drunk driving or some shit too?
Who?
Who
Marcus
knows? I
Jordan?
feel like everybody's getting
Not drunk
arrested for
driving.
that
He
right
got
now.
arrested for some. He got arrested for something a couple months ago.
Who? Marcus Jordan? Jordan?
Yeah.
dunking on the offense.
Yeah, I think I saw that. What was I gonna say? That fucking whole thing, that's an actual game that's called Werewolf. And the only reason I know about it is because of a meme, like there's like a meme or whatever, and I guess a kid invented that whole game. And it was and the premise of the whole game is that a selected few is well-informed few is greater than a large of uninformed people or some shit like that.
Well, the premise before that was just Survivor, and then all the other fucking shows that just tweak it just a little bit
Yeah.
to make it seem like it's their own.
Yeah, facts.
But I do
Naked
think
and
that
Afraid is
the
Spanish
premise
TV
of the
is
Traitors.
overrun.
The premise of the Traitors is actually I think it's funny because like in the first season I thought the first season was a million times better than the second season. That Deontay Wilder season was trash, but the show didn't really get that popular until the second season. There was a lot of people talking about the second season, but for me the first season was dope. But in the first season, like when it's getting towards the end, it just makes me laugh how you see these people interacting and they be so convinced like, no, I know you're not a traitor. And, like, you know who the traitors are, and that you know this person's a traitor. And they're like, I trust you. I know you're not a traitor. And, like, yeah, I know. But what about this person? This is so stupid. But, like, at the end of the first
I gotta
season,
see this.
I will say, the way that the first season ended, the amount of betrayals and, like, the cutthroat nature of the way that the traders were doing their business, I was like,
Crazy. Well,
it was that the way the first season ended was so hardcore. I was like,
And
yo, this is my hero right here. This
the
is my
traders won
hero.
then. The traders won.
I'm purposefully not saying, I'm not assigning a trade or a faithful, and I'm not assigning a sex. Because I don't want to. If you are gonna watch it, I don't want to spoil it. Like that's some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Is that good,
you
huh?
want to go into it not knowing how it ends.
Yeah.
Because at the end, I was like, because that was the thing is that when I first watched the first season, it had long aired, and I didn't want spoilers. But I watched that shit, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then at the end, when you find out like how it all goes down, shit is wild.
What is it on? What is that on? What is the stream on?
It was on NBC, but I think it's on Peacock now. Yeah, it was on NBC, so it makes sense.
No Casa de los Famosos. With you got Lupillo Rivera.
Imagine.
You got yeah, you might
just
might
throw
as
you
well,
got in
because you
there.
also have Jose Reyes on there.
Imagine
Hey, you know, I'm saying that's the same level of random celebrities.
Yeah, I'm trying
But
to
at
think. I
least they
don't really
speak
think that there
Spanish.
was anybody in the. I don't think there's anybody that y'all would know. I don't think, because I didn't
I don't
know
know
most of the
anybody.
people. Because it was like, it was a bunch of Real Housewives, people from the Real Housewives. I don't know if y'all watched that. I don't watch that. There was a bunch of people from the Real Housewives. There was, like I said, this dude. You know who they had in the second season? They had a bunch of people from the challenge, a bunch of the MTV people, like fucking CT and Johnny Bananas, and these motherfuckers were in that shit.
Yeah, because those are the pros.
Yeah, but I was surprised because like that was how I found out about the show, because people were asking me because they know I fuck with the challenge. They were like, "Are you watching the show, The Traders?" And I was like, "Nah." And then I seen it was on, but I didn't want to watch the second season with the challenge people. I wanted to watch the first season. I ended up watching both, but the first season without any of the challenge people, to me that was way better. To me, the first season was dope. That shit was fire. The second season was, because the thing is that like if you get good traders that they don't give a fuck, they like with no conscience, no heart, they'll lie to your face and like do all kinds of crazy shit.
David Sampson.
Like, they make the show real, real good. And like to me, the traders in season 1 were dope. The traders in season 2 were a joke. It was trash, and it was you could tell it was trash because you could tell that the producers are throwing new funky wrinkles into the game to compensate for the traders' lack of ability to make the show interesting. Yeah. But anyway, I don't think that Deontay Wilder presented himself as an intimidating force by any means in that show.
Crazy.
Because I
can't believe he ran off crying though. That's crazy.
Yo, weeping.
Isn't he from Brooklyn?
Nah, he can't be. Is he?
Who?
I thought he was
Deontay Wilder. I think he's from the South. Isn't he
Wilder?
from Louisiana?
No, he's Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama. There you go. Because I knew he has that. He has the southern accent.
Oh, does he? I never knew.
Yeah. No, he's not from Brooklyn. Definitely not from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
but anyway, I feel like his performance on the Trader season 2 was a foreshadowing of how his boxing career was going to come to a tragic end.
I mean, some would say it ended before when he signed that paper to be on that show.
Maybe. To tell you the truth, when I was watching it, I thought, oh, okay, this nigga's retired. Like, why is he doing this show? I assumed he was retired. And then after watching the show, I seen that he had a fight coming up. I didn't even see the fight. I was just like, there's no way he's winning this fight. I don't care who's fighting. I was like, there's no way he's gonna win this fight just because the last time he
should have been training instead of being a trader.
Motherfucker was weeping on Peacock.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crying, laying on the couch, crying with the girl like consoling
you gotta
him.
put that. You gotta make a reel off of that. I haven't seen that. That shit'll get 1,000 views easy one day, couple hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. Oh wait. Oh yes, Sparks plus 14.5. Lose by 13. Nice. Beautiful.
Nice. You got that.
All right, so we'll close it out.
And Messi, I guess they won.
Argentina? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I guess.
That game is. I don't think that game
Yeah.
is the game over. I
Oh
saw
shit,
it was
my man.
tied. It was tied 0-0. I mean, if they can't beat Canada, then they might as well just go home.
Oh, then
Yeah.
But what's the
Can't
prediction
blame
for the Peru
Canada.
match tomorrow? What's the prediction?
Oh man, you know I'm biased, man. Peru, 2-0.
2-0. All right, I like it. Peru 2-0. And last but not least, you said you have songs,
Oh, I
theme
got a
songs.
song. I got a song somewhere here.
I got a song. I guess I'll give my song first.
Go ahead.
My song is BT Express. Here comes the Express.
What is that?
That's my song for the week.
All right, hold
here
on.
comes the express. Sounds like me in bed.
That's what's up. That's not what it. That's not me in bed. Me in bed. I'm sure I could come up with a good song title for me in bed.
I'm gonna go Amor sin final.
Oh wow.
Emmanuel.
That's not me in bed either.
No. That's me that's what I play when I'm in bed with a woman.
So what do you play when you're in bed with a man?
I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't crossed that that threshold yet.
I'll get back to you on that one.
You said who's this? Victor Manuel?
No, just Emmanuel.
Oh,
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Oh
I thought
man,
you said Victor Manuel.
Nah, Emmanuel.
all right.
Emmanuel,
so
amor
let me
sin
get my
final.
internet shit right.
Mm-hmm.
My
What you got,
internet is
Raptor?
shit right now, apparently. So let me hit y'all with this. This is a little bit of a double whammy.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I'm back into my salsa phase, right?
Okay,
Oh, wow.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Dangerous.
Speaking of Victor Manuel.
Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought that's what he said too, because that like pretty much the wave I'm on. So we got the first one. I know the best salsa for me, the one that I like to listen to all the time, salsa de los 80. You know, that's the salsa romántica. But this is a little bit off to the
You
side
see
where
Flex flexing right now? Literally flexing.
Flexing.
this is the New York Puerto Rican style salsa where it's one of the coolest people. If you see pictures of him wherever you see Willie Colon, one of the coolest motherfuckers on planet Earth.
Listen, the first
him
time we
and-
gave songs for the show, I gave a Willie
Okay.
Colon song.
You did.
If you remember.
Yeah.
My first ever song was Willie Colon,
So
The Hustler.
I'm a hustler.
Yeah, so this actually kind of goes along those lines back when they were doing that New York street Puerto Rican like tales and all the shit that they had to do back then with
Yeah. What do you got?
Juanito
Chick-fil-A?
Alimaña, Willie Colon and Hector Lavoe. This is in the
Wait, what song?
in the Juanito Alimaña.
Oh, Juanita Alimaña.
I'll
send
I love
it.
that song.
I am about to
It's-
say, I feel like I know that.
Yeah. It's back, when they were doing the little storytelling and all that stuff. You had the Pedro Navaja. It was a really, really New York barrio Puerto Rican shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dope
That's
shit.
the
And
I like it.
but then bringing it to the new school
Ooh.
Oh, wait, is this two
with
songs?
one of my yeah. But
Oh.
they it's like a pair. So my man Julio Voltio, which was one of the best reggaeton artists, that was a rapper,
Ooh.
not a
Oh,
singer.
I already know where you're doing with this. This was did
Him
Zeke
and-
recommend these songs to you?
No, absolutely
Wow.
not.
Zeke doesn't listen to reggaeton.
Him Jimentego,
Uh-oh.
Julio Voltio with Julito Maraña,
Maranya, yeah,
which is
that was Zeke's
the
jam. You remember that,
yeah,
right?
I have no idea what the fuck this
not
is.
really.
Go ahead, though.
I'll send them. Yeah, you can see. You
I
know
remember
what I'm
he had a
saying? It's like the
freestyle where he said,
same.
"Julito Maranya, you'll catch me you'll catch me mañana with mad pears and fucking manzanas." You don't remember him saying that? This nigga crushed that shit.
That was on.
That was Freak
pears,
the Monster's
pears and
freestyle
apples?
bars. I mean, listen,
Oh, okay.
he's rapping
Yeah.
in his second language.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Manzania.
That almost sounds like he has a hat with fruit in it, like doing
Yeah,
the
like
maraca
Chiquita
shit
Banana.
with like apples. Yeah.
Chiquita
Chiquita
banana.
banana.
He's dancing.
Julito Maraña, bananas and manzanas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All that. So yeah, that's my
I like
two.
it. We got a double.
my
We
man
got
Voltio, Julio Voltio,
Nice.
excellent.
Sounds good.
my guy.
Send those joints to me, yo, because I fucking lost my Apple Music.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him.
It's all right.
Oh, you
we'll
need
find
some
your Apple
manzanas.
Music.
Julito
find
Maran.
you. We'll retrace your steps and we'll
Peras.
find out where you left it.
It's funny, there's a song I sing to my kid every night. Well, not every night, but every time I sing to my kid at night, there's a song that my mom used to sing to me. And it's about a kid that's crying because he lost his apple. And then the babysitter, the mom's like, yo, where's the apple? And the babysitter's like, I don't know, I lost it. And the mom's like, don't worry, I'll give you an apple. And I'll give him an apple and I'll give you a fucking apple right here, you fuck. It's a great song. How you like them apples?
That's just an asshole. So just an asshole.
No. She's basically saying you ate the fucking apple. Here's a fucking apple for her, and here's an apple for her. Here you go. Fuck out of
I
here.
give you one right here.
And then they never
I love it.
They never saw her again. You know.
Yes, and with that being said, from the Big Apple,